Hello everybody, Ray Garner with Garner's Games, here to do my weekly comic review, and this may be the most obvious one in quite a while. Well, not really the most obvious one in quite a while, because we just had Batman #1. But how about Deadpool and Batman #1? Now, I want to say that before I read this, I was not super enthusiastic about this, because I'm old enough that I've been here for the 70s, the 90s, the early 2000s DC Marvel crossovers. So doing the fourth one in my lifetime wasn't near as big a deal. But I have to say, to start off the bat, this book was a lot of fun. The writers really kind of captured the concept of the crossover team up in their various stories. I'd like to give all the writers and artists credit here, but it's, let's see if I can even just rattle these off fast enough, if I can find them all. I really can't. Zeb Wells is one of the writers. Let's see if I can find any more of them real fast here on the splash page, which is all over the place. Various cover artists. Yeah, at least on the front page, we just talk about the first story, which we start off with Batman sitting in his mansion as Bruce Wayne. Man, who should come crashing through the window but Deadpool? And after a very mouthy introduction of who he is, and I do like this, I'm going to show you some of the word balloons. Okay, all the yellow is Wade talking, and the white is Bruce talking. I probably could count Bruce's total response in less than 15 words. And there are word balloons that have 15 words in it for Wade. So maintain the mark with the mouth deal. Correspondence scene of the bat signal. He takes off because he's trying to find Batman. When he gets there, of course, he finds Commissioner Gordon. Now, I'm going to give total credits here for the way they draw this, the way they write it. Commissioner Gordon is very taken back, very unimpressed with Deadpool. Because, he's not even the 20th crazy person he's seen in his lifetime. And he's like, well, we got swords and guns. This is Gotham. That's Tuesday. They start fighting. Of course, Batman shows up. And it's kind of funny because they basically start doing karate, and Wade's like, okay, so you're probably a little bit better at karate than I am. I brought toys. Batman's response, so did I. So after a rather brief scuffle where Wade starts basically saying, okay, hey, we're pretty evenly matched. And I was like, oh no, he says, actually, it's like, I'm sorry, let me quote this correctly. Okay, wait, you're right. We're too evenly matched. Batman response, I never said that. So, Wade mentions the possibility of caves that can be only accessed during low tide. Maybe that's where Joker's hiding all this Joker venom. That is my one little complaint about the story, is for the, 20th time we're using Joker venom again. It's become almost a crutch in our writing style. But this is a crossover. We kind of keep things simple, so I can forgive it in this instance, not in all the other instances in regular Batman and Detective. So, we had the two of them teaming up to go take out the Joker. Of course, Wade is not on the side of the angel, so he turns against Batman. And then we get to the Joker, and I'm going to have to say, I'm not sure where they got the inspiration for this Joker or the way he talks. Not a fan of it. However, I do get a kick out of him hitting, I'm just going to say, Deadpool with the Joker Venom. And of course, he's just like talking about, like, hey, my healing factor will handle it, no problem. He's like, yeah, someone should tell your face. And he's like, what? Do I look weird? And we'll go on just a little bit, and of course, they capture Joker, and since he helped out, Batman lets him go. And I assume it's going to lead to our second issue, which will be published by DC. Now, our next one, oh, okay, here we are, because that's why I couldn't find a letter page, because it's actually in each of the stories in this secondary feature, because this is an anthology, so it's a collection of different stories. So we have a Captain America and Wonder Woman team up. This is by Chip Zdarsky, I think it's pronounced. Then we have Jeff and Crypto. This is written by Kelly Thompson. Daredevil and Green Arrow. This is Kevin Smith. We have Rocket and Green Lantern. This is by Al Irwin. We have Old Man Logan and Batman, Dark Knight Returns from Frank Miller. And we have Logo by Ryan North as our writers. Apologize to the artist. That already took up like a minute just doing that. So our next story is Wonder Woman and Captain America in World War II. Now this actually may be my favorite story in this book. It doesn't hurt that these are two of my favorite characters. But Steve has managed to get to Hitler and has a gun pointed at him. And Wonder Woman basically is talking him down. Now we have glimpses of the future, which will end up being the past by the end of the story, where the Avengers with Wonder Woman find Steve, along with Captain America or Superman being there. They would team up with looks like the Titans, the Justice League, and the Fantastic Four to handle Galactus. We'd have Crisis on Infinite Earth with Superman and the death of Supergirl. Which we'd have, the X-Men, the Hulk in the background. They would have a far-off future moment where they're hanging out with Batman and Trinity in their older age. And at the very end, fighting the, I don't know what this is supposed to be. Looks like a triple, I'm guessing a merger between the Living Tribunal, Darkseid, and Thanos. It's kind of a weird combination to think about. At this point, Steve meets his end. And Wonder Woman is leading the young superhero team for justice. And now she has Captain Shield at that point. That's a really cool story. It covers a whole lot of history concepts. And we follow that up with an extremely lighthearted story of Crypto and Jeff basically playing ball with each other. And eventually, playing volleyball with each other. And if we get a arrow shot into the volleyball, telling with a banner that tells Jeff to come home, dinner's ready. Then we have Supergirl calling Crypto for dinner. They like say goodbye, and that story is over. In our next story, because this, like I said, long book here, so it's going to be a little bit longer review. We have a great team up, in my opinion, of Daredevil and Green Arrow in Hell's Kitchen. The two of them are taking care of the Hand. And really do like this splash page here. Very well done. I will back up, give the artist some credit here. Find them real fast again. The artist on this story is Adam Kubert. 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 Great art. And basically, it's just a basic, good old-fashioned superhero team-up throwdown. We're taking on the Hand until we get a little bit sensory deprivation, where Daredevil is having a hard time because Count Vertigo has showed up. And improvising, trying to find a non-lethal way to take out Vertigo, Green Arrow builds a boxing glove arrow. And if I can get it to focus in there, and it's a Jack Murdoch boxing glove that he used. So, a good reference. Then we have our silly story. And there's really two or three of them in this book. Of Rocket Raccoon and Hal Jordan. Now, the base concept is the Guardians of the Galaxy and the Guardians of the Universe have decided to work together, and they're going to work out an exchange program. They're going to exchange Hal Jordan to work with the Guardians, and Rocket Raccoon is going to become a Green Lantern. You know, what could go wrong? Well, we have quite a bit that goes wrong. We have, he shoots Sinestro in the face. He gambles with the ring. They steal from casino. And at that point, the Guardians is like, they got a phone and they're like, okay, look, this isn't working out. Can you come pick up your friend? Sure. If you pick up your guy, wait, Lantern Jordan's a problem? It turns out us recruiting a rebel super cop who's a magnet for cosmic hand jewelry is a bad idea. And while I got you, what's a parallax? And Hal standing there all messed up with the Infinity Gauntlet. Then our next story is the Frank Miller's Old Man Logan versus Dark Knight Returns Batman. It's just a 2-page story. And it's really nothing. I mean, I hate to just bash it, but it's not really anything. And our final little story is Logo. I haven't looked it up, but I think Logo may be the amalgam deal of Wolverine and Lobo, because it sure looks like it if it's not. So I'm hoping my memory is right. Otherwise, this is the logical. We're just doing an amalgam that we never did before. And this is just basically him beating up a green kind of Iron Man looking thing or an Ultron looking thing. And he's dragging him off on his chopper. And he says, y'all tell Super Soldier, if he hears the engine of the Weapon X, or Weapon Triple X, roaring in his ears, means I'm coming for him. And he's on his big chopper. And he's got Made in Canada sticker on the front of it. So what I gotta say is, this is a ridiculously fun book. Lots of cool stories, some serious, a lot of not real serious. Really like the Batman Deadpool story. Love the Wonder Woman Captain America story. Really enjoyed the Daredevil Green Arrow story. So highly recommend this book. Ton of fun. Way better than I thought it was going to be. So check it out. And we'll see you next month when we get the DC version of this. Till then, watch out for the mercs.